Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and you are watching us via channels 8 and 250 of Cignal TV. Thank you very much for those of you who continue to watch us via One News. And of course, thank you for being subscribers of Cignal TV. Thank you also to PLDT for their consistent, reliable home fiber optic internet. Okay, today is November 29, 2022. Before I begin the program, I just want to give everybody a heads up. We're going to have a very interesting conversation with someone I have been monitoring. God knows I have been monitoring this guy through the bad times and through the good times. And though we don't know each other, we never met each other, I have been sending up a prayer for him every now and then. And, you know, prayers indeed are answered because this, I will call him troublemaker, is now on my side of the camp, as they say. I just love it when my former bad boy buddies end up, well, I can see him lighting up, but I think he's turned into a good guy. But anyway, it's going to be a very interesting conversation. He is an accomplished actor and talaga pong sumikat. And but more than being an actor, he really overcame the struggles of life. And I have affinity with what he has gone through, and it's going to be interesting conversation. But before all of that, let's go to the Daily Starter. And our Daily Starter today is, if you do not pick a day to relax, then your body will pick it for you. As you all know, I have always been open about my life, about my experiences, and I have shared on the program how I myself went through the burnout because of just working, and not taking real breaks. So our Daily Starter is meant for all of you out there who just keep working because you feel you have to keep working. Your body, just like machines, will need servicing, will need rest. And as the Daily Starter says, if you do not pick a day to relax, then your body will pick it for you. Okay, now let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star, November 29, 2022. It's a Tuesday. And the headline is DILG, or Department of Interior and Local Government. Secretary Benhar Abalos has said, no let up on drug raids. They will continue to undertake, operate, and implement anti-drug campaigns and raids, and they keep doing the arrests. The big one recently was in that house in Alabang village, and the secretary said that they continue to do so, but under a different program known as the Buhay Ingatan Droga Iwas Ayawan, or BIDA program. And that's the headline. Let's now go to the top of the front page. Imported fish sale ban at wet markets question. As expected, a group of food importers, both for fish and for meat, has raised questions regarding the ban being imposed by the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. And they said that the term wet markets also applies to supermarkets. And if that is the case, even supermarkets won't be allowed to sell the pampano heads and salmon fish belly. So, yun po, magkakaroon sila ng discussion. The top photo, visitors take pictures of dancing fountain and lit Christmas decorations during an evening stroll at the Manila Rizal Park. Okay. Embedded into that image, diesel price cut by 3 pesos and 95 centavos, while gasoline price has been cut by 85 centavos. So ayan po, I was almost tempted to tank up, but I'm not going anywhere. So why spend the money? Weekend na lang. Okay. Meanwhile, the Department of Agriculture probes costs of onion price surge. Alamin daw, they will investigate, they will find out what is causing the price of onion to go from 300 per kilo to 400 per kilo. Ay, nako, Lord help us if the government doesn't even know the cost by now. It will be too late by the time they learn about it. Meanwhile, job gap in Asia Pacific seen widening in 2023. Job shortages in the Philippines and other countries in the Asia Pacific are seen to widen further next year to 26 million, even as countries continue to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so ayan po, no, it is based on a study done by the International Labor Organization, and primarily that is also a result of population growth, or if not, the number of people graduating from universities and schools, where there are more and more graduates every year, but fewer jobs that are generated every year. Okay. Meanwhile, China beats NAB's BBC journalist covering COVID protests. Yan po, okay. A man is arrested in Shanghai amid protests against China's zero COVID policy on November 27, and that inset or that picture of the gentleman with eyeglasses shows Edward Lawrence of the BBC's China Bureau, who was also arrested after being beaten and kicked by officers while covering the demonstrations. Ayan po, because in China, particularly places like Shanghai, people have essentially gone stir crazy. They are going nuts, being confined to quarters, prevented from going out of their homes because of the zero COVID policy, where one reported confirmed case of COVID will result in the shutdown of the entire barangay, if not half a city. Ayan po. So medyo nagkaka-bad tripan na po doon. Okay. That photo to the left lower part of the Philippine Star today, the Manila Doctors Hospital commemorated the legacy of the late George T., chairman of the Metrobank Group, with a ceremony dedicating its new building as the Dr. George SKT Medical Tower. Okay. And last but not the least, it's a boy. It's a boy for Crash Landing Couple. Yung po yung mga bida doon sa pelikulang Crash Landing. The couple who leads in that film, Crash Landing, or TV series, has just announced the birth of a boy. Okay. Yoon Bin and Soon Yi Jin have announced that they have a baby boy. A bit premature because the boy was supposed to be due December pa. Nagmamadaling makalabas yung anak ng mga artista. Okay. I think we are done with the news today, and it's 8:09. And like I said, our guest for today is someone very interesting. Roy, if you would please, because our EP executive producer, Gab Malyari, is not present today. He is on official business. Okay, we have Roy. Roy Abraham, okay, please roll out the Betamax.
Baron Geisler is an actor known for his impressive portrayal of antagonists in the movies and television. Aside from this, Geisler is a businessman, model, and a resource speaker. Recently, Geisler has been cast in the spotlight for his performance in the Netflix film Dollhouse.
Okay, welcome to the program, Mr. Geisler. I'm happy to have you here, and I really have a lot of questions, but how are you?
I'm very glad to be here, Mr. Beltran.
Okay, itabi na nga natin yan. Formalan pa tayo ng formal. Kamusta na ba, Baron? I understand, you are in Cebu?
Yes, sir. I'm with my family here. I'm now based in Cebu.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And it's been a while. I've been living here for about 5 years now, and I'm loving Cebu. The people, the places, everything about Cebu.
But are you native-born Cebuano? I mean, I always presumed you were, Manila boy.
Yeah, Manila boy. But when I was in my bad boy state,
Yeah.
this is the place where or God brought me to be healed. So this is where I took my recovery seriously.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now.
And then eventually,
yeah.
I found a perfect mate, and I got married, and I have children now.
Okay, I'm glad to hear all of that, Baron, because to be honest with you, I think we have a shared past in the sense that I remember my father confiding to a friend that his biggest fear was that I would come home in a body bag. And in your case, a lot of people just wrote you off. They said he'll probably land in jail. He'll probably end up killing someone, or he'll never amount to anything. Now, you mentioned your past, your bad boy past. Do you still revisit that? Is that something that you kind of, hey, you're open? Are you open about it? Do you share that as a part of your life?
Yes, that's a very good question, Cito. I really do have to revisit and inspect my day-to-day life because yun yung nagiging parang rock bottom vision ko that will remind me to stay and keep me humble and keep me in the program where I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And for now, a day at a time, it's working. It's working really well for me, and I'm grateful that I'm so different from that guy you used to see brawling on TV and visiting jails now and then, or here and then, rather.
Yeah, you were just visiting. You had no plans on staying.
Yes, no plans at all because it's very scary. I would not want anyone to be in jail. It's a really bad experience for me. So that's where I realized that, hey, man, Baron, you've got to be careful, and that's where I wanted to live because for so many years I wanted to take my life. I was an unhappy guy.
Mm-hmm.
I had so many regrets and anger inside me, demons. But whilst I was in jail, I just surrendered to God, and I said, you know what? Please take me out of this rut, and I'll serve you for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I received this grace, and after that, I would say I don't want to look back, but I have to. In order for me to keep this serenity or this lifestyle, this new lifestyle, I also need to give it back and be an example. Actually, may kinoy na akong term. I'm a very good example of a bad example. So people could just look at my life, the kids now, would look at my life and learn from it.
A very good example of a very bad example.
Yeah.
That basically cuts it where it is. Now, the question, Baron, is this. Where did it all come from? Because most people presume, hindi, yan ang problema. Sikat artista, kanya yumabang. And then some people who said, tisoy kasi he had everything. Mistizo, guapo, may individuals fail because of success. It's easier to fail from success than to succeed from failure or whatever, how it's coined. No? But what was it for you? Because I've also said to others, yung anak niyo, he's too intelligent. You have to send him abroad or, give him something to do in his life. What was it for you, Baron?
Yeah, I guess it was, yes, a lot of ego and resentments mixed together. And I was very mature growing up. I was spoon-fed, totoo yun. So I never got the chance to process things, process my emotions. And of course, addict or recovering alcoholic as I am, there are times this is really a very sensitive topic for me because I do have a mental problem because addiction is a chronic relapsing brain disease. So many people don't know that addicts it's like no different from, say, cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to maintain. You cannot cure the addiction, but you can maintain and
manage it.
Manage it. Yeah, correct. Manage the addiction. So I'm grateful that I have, my fellow alkies that I get to talk to.
So it was alcoholism that you were dealing with because a lot of people thought, wala, troublemaker lang talaga yan, or he's probably on drugs. So if for you, your monkey on the back, so to speak, was alcohol.
It was all of the above, sir.
Huwag mo akong sinisir, ha? Sabi siya, kwentuhan lang tayo.
all of the above to, sir. I mean, Cito, ano din akong, I think, ADHD and I was diagnosed as having bipolar 1 disorder. But I think it was all because of the drugs that I took. So I can't blame anyone for what happened to me. I just blame myself. But now I'm just, again, grateful that I've got a sponsor. I've got a really good fellowship team who helps me process my emotions. But
okay.
It's painful, no? The struggle is real and it's very painful.
Yeah, I would like to emphasize that, ladies and gentlemen. We in the Philippines, we tend to be very dismissive. Sinasabi, mayabang lang yan, sumikat kasi, mayaman, etc. But I always tell in my later years, because I've gone through it, I've told people, you have to understand the pain that other people walk through. You have to understand what triggers them, what drives them, and then you'll better appreciate why they are what they are. Now, in your case, at what point did you realize, I've got to change track, I've got to stop this, and how did you go about? Because I understand you even entered a seminary or something, or you took up theology. It's like, when I was reading your profile, I said, what? He actually outdid me? He actually graduated theology? I can't even finish one semester.
No naman, the dean was very kind kasi he saw me and my wife. We have an advocacy. So I've been spreading the good word. Also educating people about addiction. So what they did was they asked me if I if I wanted to study theology, and I did. I took the course, and I did some um, Zoom classes with them. But eventually, they said, you know what? Ipapasa ka na namin since you're doing it. Just give us um, um, just finish the do you call that? Mag-preach lang ako in front of the dean and pasado na ako.
Parang thesis, parang
Thesis
defense.
ko.
Yeah, thesis mo. Oh.
The thesis ko, correct. Yeah. So apparently somehow it worked. Kasi hindi na, sometimes it's hard to push people sa mga beliefs natin and that's not right. It's better to live and lead by example. So doon na lang nakikita ng tao yung change. I don't have to put out a banner or a flag saying, "Hey, I'm a new guy. I'm a changed man." Nakikita na lang through my actions.
Yeah, but I'm not much of a movie guy. Okay, I'll be honest. But if there's one movie I'd like to see, it would be The Life of Baron Geisler. In black and white. Would you be willing to do that, to put into film the nightmare, the horror that you went through as a person, and your transformation?
Sir, Cito, kung mapapanood niyo yung Dollhouse, it's like life imitates art. It's
really
somehow identical to my real life. But
okay,
let
me clarify that, Baron. Linawin lang natin because some people might have the same reaction as I did when I saw the title Dollhouse on Netflix. Sabi ko, teka, baka kung ano na to, ha? Kasi baka mamaya kung ano sex film itong nasa Netflix na to. Can you please explain to our viewers what Dollhouse is all about?
Yes, Dollhouse is you can watch it on Netflix. It's about a love story between a father and daughter. So I play Rustin, who is a lost man. In the very beginning of the movie, my best friend died because he thought that he already experienced everything. Apparently, me, Rustin, I had unfinished business, especially with my daughter that I've never met. So that's when I decided to face my fears and try to connect, with my daughter. And eventually, if you watch the film, everything will unravel, and it's a pretty good film.
Well, it has to be a pretty good. It has to be a good film if it made it to Netflix. I mean, there are very few Philippine films that made it to Netflix, and yours is one of them. But, I was watching you, and while you were trying to explain what the film was, but I got the sense that, you were like going through two personalities, the Rustin, the lead actor, and Baron, the real life father. And parang ang lalaking nanunulay sa tumatawid sa dalawang tulay. What was your experience while doing the film in relation to your real life daughter? Sorry, I have to do my job.
No, yeah. There's one moment in this movie, there's a scene where I wanted to reconnect with my daughter. I think there's truth to that. But I will not disclose na lang kung ano yun. That's why I could really identify with the character of Rustin. But the good thing about Baron naman is I realized, even if I am struggling with my addictions, I realize that I have to accept that I've got a problem,
Mhm.
and I took it to heart talaga, my recovery.
Okay.
So,
Now,
um,
how did you discuss this with your daughter?
well, um, how many daughters are we talking about?
Oh, okay. But, sorry, Isa lang kasi ang akin eh. Isa lang
Yeah.
ang boss ko eh.
Yeah. So I have a 3-year-old daughter. Now we were in Cebu, and she's such a wonderful kid. Her name is Talitha Kung, uh, and she's the love of my life. Talaga. Look how cute she is.
Okay, Talitha, little girl from the
Yes.
Bible.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Baron.
Little Arise.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go for a short break, and when we return, I'd like to pick it up from there. Being a father, and you posted on Facebook about getting a second chance in life and all that, and we'll discuss that. We'll just go for a quick break.
Sige.
Okay, you're back here on Agenda, and with us this morning is actor Baron Geisler, and he's not just an actor; he is a survivor of life's challenges. And we've been talking, Baron, about the movie Dollhouse, where the storyline is parallel to your personal experience and your life story of a father who's trying to reconnect to a daughter. Now, in your case, apparently, I always thought you only had one daughter. Apparently, there's another daughter, or ilan bang daughters mo?
I think I have 2 more daughters.
I love your honesty, my friend. Okay, sige. I mean, hello, di ba? Lahat naman tayo may nakaraan. Ako, from what I remember, I always tell my wife, from this year to this year, Only you. Okay. Anyway, before that, wala na akong alam. Okay. Anyway, so
But the
you're
truth will set you free, you know.
ano no?
The truth will set you free.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sinabi mo na. The truth will set you free. Sige. How did you tell your daughter? Paano mo in-explain kay Talitha na this is or is it too early? Because I saw the picture. Medyo bata pa siya eh.
Yeah, bata pa. So I can't. But my wife naman, she understands my situation, and she's very supportive naman. With,
Okay.
so many things.
Actually, napagkamalan ko yung wife mo na daughter mo na nakita ko yung pinost na icon
Background picture.
Background picture. It's like, sabi ko, meron pala siyang teenager na anak. Yung pala asawa mo na pala. Okay, now, paano mo nakilala yung asawa mo? And what's her name?
My wife's name is Jamie Marie Evangelista Geisler. I met her before I graduated sa rehab here in Cebu. And then, niligawan ko, nag-tsa-tsa kami. I learned a lot from her, and she's an intelligent woman. She's a psychologist, taking up her master's now, and she balances. She has the whip, you know. Siya yung nag-ground sa akin sa buhay ko. Pag nakikita niya, Baron's ego is going up, wabsh. You know, she tells me, she speaks, she doesn't sugarcoat things. That's what I love about her.
Derechahan
siya.
Okay, and did it take a while to convince her? Because hindi ka simpleng tao, no? Una, sikat ka. Pangalawa, komplikado ka. Wala akong sinasabi, ha? Kakamot ka ng ulo dyan. Paano mo na-convince na it's us?
Ginamitan ko ng charm. Of course. Alam mo, niligawan ko siya with total honesty and respect. And she saw my heart. Siguro na totoo akong tao, and she did not know me na as Baron Geisler, the actor.
Okay.
So she, sa lahat ng mga naging ex ko or naging nakasama ko sa buhay, siya lang yung hindi nagtrato sa akin na artista, and natuwa ako dun.
Okay, that makes a difference because normal yan sa mga sikat na tao na pag celebrity couples, it doesn't seem to be an easy walk, and when they meet someone who doesn't even recognize them, ay nag-iiba. Now, I'm curious. Okay, hindi ka niya kilala as Baron Geisler. You got together. But when did all of this return of the comeback happen? Kasi, diba, eto na naman, film na naman, challenge na naman to. It will interfere with my rehab. It will interfere with my equilibrium. What made you decide na bumalik sa pelikula? And, how did it happen?
I have been praying for a project like this because ever since bumalik ako sa industriya, they always get me as a bad guy, and I'm kind of tired of playing that character. So minsan pumapasok siya sa utak ko, and ayaw rin ng wife ko sa mga bad characters . Kasi napupunta yung character sa mga nasty places or dark places na that will really get me a bit crazy because ang artista parang psychologist din yan. Pinag-aaralan namin yung psyche ng pinaportray namin. But I'm just so blessed. Look at that, we're having fun. good character. And that's me now in real life. I'm a fun-loving guy naman talaga. But I take my job as a father, husband, and actor seriously. But I have fun this time. I'm grateful to God na binigyan niya ako ng opportunity to be part of this film. And now there are a lot of wholesome projects lined up. I'm grateful na may ganun.
How do you control it? Because redemption is one thing, and yung being able to walk forward and maintain what you have now can be a challenge. Kumbaga, di ba, kung kailan maayos yung buhay mo, diyan ka mapupukol o biglang may darating sa unahan na sexy o mga dating barkada. For the people who are walking your path now, what advice can you give them?
I really have no advice to give, but I think fear of the Lord and fear of my wife also. Meaning, yung fear na yun is not fear na takot na hindi ako makakabalik, but it's great respect lang kay God sa lahat ng mga binigay niya sa akin, and great respect rin sa wife ko. So I cannot control things, Cito.
Yeah.
And if once I start to control things, that's where everything falls apart. So it's part nga of our serenity prayer, di ba? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Accept the things that,
To change the things that you can change.
Yeah.
And the wisdom to know the difference.
Correct. So, I just surrender each day. I surrender everything to God because I can't. Like today, I surrender this. We were talking kanina na parang I'm going in circles with this because I took my meds last night. No, it's my bipolar meds, so it makes me a bit slow. So whenever I work, at least 3 hours before I wake up early and I prepare for it. Like for this one, kulang yung time to prepare kaya naglalag, medyo naglo-load pa yung utak.
No, you're doing fine because I think more than anything, okay na makita ng tao. It's good for people to see that you're not a manufactured individual. Hindi kayong pinaayos, mukhang pinackage para bumili ng tao. You're still Baron Geisler, the survivor, Baron Geisler, the struggler, fighting the fight, and Baron Geisler, who is looking forward with hope. Now, anong sinasabi ng mga tao sa'yo na, Baron, kasi I mean, I've been there, and people made fun of me when I started talking about a relationship with God, about becoming a Christian. What's your experience like when people come to you and talk to you about God?
Sir Cito, siguro na-bless ako ni God kasi lahat ng yung lumiit yung circle ko and all of my friends are Christians. So I don't have to explain myself to anyone, which is great. And sa sobrang bait ni God, after this movie, Dollhouse, bumalik yung respeto ng mga tao sa industriya. Niyakap, in-embrace ako ulit. And for that, I cannot boast that ako may kagagawa nito. Si God lang talaga. Only by God's grace ako na transform. But yes, it is a struggle. It's a daily struggle. And doon ko aangat si God. It's binabalik ko yung glory lahat. I'm pointing it back to the cross. Kasi I can't, but only He can. And for my ego naman, I always think na, hey, Baron, less of you, but more of Him. And by doing so, I get to step back and I get to listen instead of speaking. Um, um, like you said earlier, no. So work we also have to step back and relax. And for me naman, with my condition, I have to do that every day. I have to do my prayer and meditation for me to be focused. Because, of course, for 23 years of drinking and drugging, it has put a toll on my body and my mental health. That's why now my heart and my heart and the mission that God gave me is to spread the word and awareness about these things. Now, I get the chance to talk to drug addicts. Kasama po ako ng COSAP sa Cebu. And I'm letting them know that, yes, it's hard, but there's hope and there's a way out of this addiction. Only if we are willing enough to surrender and open our hearts and minds to recovery. Kasi ang bansa naman natin, pinagbibigyan tayo eh. Meron silang programs for people na mga nahuli. So may mga vocation courses silang binibigay, 6-month course, para yung mga nahuling addicts pwedeng maging part ng society eventually. So me and my lawyer drafted a request, a citizen's request to send sana to the Senate and Congress. Buti nilang nag-guest ako kay Mariel. So pinasa ko tong sulat na to, itong letter namin, na ibigay sana kay Senator Robin Padilla para i-segregate po ang mga addicts. Kasi nung time ni President Duterte, gumawa ng maraming cells or structures para lang ihiwalay ang mga parang drug rehabilitation centers na pwedeng gamitin. Kasi napasok rin ako sa jail before and I saw na mas nagiging worse ang mga nahuhuling mga bata eh. Nagiging mga runners, nagiging later on drug lords sa loob ng selda. So if we take them out or segregate them and give them a right program for them to heal and recover, then baka matulungan natin itong mga taong to. Sayang kasi buhay eh. And there's hope kung nangyari sa akin tong second chance. For sure, kung tatanggapin nila tong ganitong klaseng proseso, then there's hope for them as well.
Okay, how did the second chance happen?
It's just God.
I know.
When I went to Cebu, there's like, if you look at our the Philippines, Cebu is at the center of our country, and there was this magnet lang that, like, while I was in the jail cell in Pampanga, I asked my siblings to bring me to Cebu, and I don't know why Cebu. So it's like maybe God allowed me to pulled me towards there to Cebu for me to maybe nandun yung purpose ko, and true enough, I now I get to go visit Vismin, Visayas and Mindanao to help with their anti-drug campaigns and mental health talks with professionals, of course, and working with the LGUs. It really helps ground me. And there's a saying in our program: you cannot have it unless you give it away. So this is what my God siguro is telling me to do, and I don't get paid for this. This is just something that yun nga sinasabi ko, that
it's your payback.
before, siguro God gave me Dollhouse, the movie sa
Mhm.
Netflix, para gamitin ko to touch the heartstrings of people and maging tulay siya sa mga advocacies namin ni Mrs.
Okay. We'll go for a quick break, Baron. And pagbalik natin, let's talk about career, let's talk about kids and future plans. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to Agenda, and our guest for today, continuing the saga, is Baron Geisler, actor and now also a activist against addiction, an encourager. Baron, during the break, we were talking about plans, futures, etc. And you mentioned you wrote a book. Aba, okay ka rin ha, tinalo mo na ako dun sa theology course. Tapos nga may libro ka pa ako, hindi pa ako journalist ako, hindi pa ako nakakasulat.
Di ba sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, ADHD po ako, so marami po akong ginagawa pero hindi sa ganun kaklaro. Joke lang.
Okay. Putting ADHD to use, to good use.
No, sorry, but yes, I have a book out. You can order online sa Barnes and Nobles or sa Amazon, but we're in the process of printing it right now para naman mabasa rin ng mga kababayan natin dito sa Pilipinas. And in April naman, I'll be part of the LA Times Festival of Books, and we will be going around the country. It's a biographical book, so it's just 100 pages. It talks about how I started, how I grew up, and how I started in the business, and how I eventually met God. So it's a really inspiring story about second chances, but I'm still in the process. No, God is not yet done with me. I'm a work in progress. So I think all of us are.
Okay, what is your day like, Baron? Because you keep going back to that you need your meds, ADHD, etc. Para lang alam ng tao na hindi pa tapos yung struggle mo, na araw-araw is a test for you. What is your day like?
My day, sir, gaya ng sinabi ko, para akong ano yung makina, or para akong diesel.
Mhm.
Kailangan, like before work, 3 hours before work, gising na ako, nagkakape ako, nag-prayer and meditate ako, just for me to get the strength to deal with whatever comes my way. And then, ayun po, if I get the obsession to drink, pag na-trigger po ako, I step back and go to AA. I go to meetings, sometimes 3 meetings a day, just for me not to relapse or lapse.
Mhm.
And by God's grace, for now, matagal-tagal na ako hindi umiinom. And I just thank God for that.
Okay, what
Of
about
course, my day consists of bonding with my children and taking care of, doing dad stuff, daddy duties.
Mhm.
lot of-
what about the infamous Baron Geisler temper?
wala na, sir. Wala na. I just brood in anger na lang. I keep it to myself.
Iba
Pero
ka rin,
that's
ha?
bad. That's bad when you brood in anger. Parang,
Yeah.
I acknowledge it, I accept it, and then I let it go.
Mhm.
Kasi anger is a choice. I mean, it's not a choice. The feeling is there, but it's a choice if I will act on it or not.
Mhm.
And there is freedom from anger. Once I get to process my feelings, I ask myself, what is the truth? Why am I feeling this way? Kasi yun nga to thine own self be true. I always have to question myself. Why am I angry? And then when I'm too happy, I need to step back so that kasi when I'm happy, when I'm sad, before I would party. Diba, sir? So now, at least may balance and may mga tools po ako na nagagamit dahil po sa mga binabasa ko, dahil po sa fellowship namin. And of course, kay God talaga wala nang iba. I really kneel down at times and then wala lang akong sinasabi. I just surrender na lang. Sometimes, if not kneeling, I lie flat down on my bed when I have the urge or when I'm angry. It takes me 2 hours. Binibilang ko siya. It takes me 2 hours for me to feel normal, na makaka-function ako na maayos.
Hindi ka na, wala ka ng home gym. Wala ka ng home gym na ginugulpi mo at pinaghahampas.
Wala naman. Ever since naman, I wasn't that kind of guy naman.
Okay.
Parang because of me being a celebrity, yun ang
Kumbaga na-exaggerate.
Na-exaggerate po ng mga tao. And marami rin akong mga nakaaway kasi na powerful people before. So
yeah, what about that part of your life? Because I mean, I think regular people, ordinary individuals would like to make up for past sins, sabi nga nila. What about the people in your past na you've had conflict with, that you may have hurt? Have you made efforts to reach out and, at least say sorry, or is that also a no-no in the treatment?
Yeah. It depends, sir. If it would hurt or damage others, then I shouldn't make amends. I think the best gift that I can give to my family and to these people is my recovery, and the changes that they see. But if there's a chance and the Holy Spirit um, touches my heart to apologize right there and then, and that's the right moment, then boom, yun ang will
Mhm.
ni God. And I just follow His will. And yes, relationships has been restored. And
Mhm.
I'm grateful sa family ko. Sometimes ako na yung peacemaker. Ako yung nagsabing, uy, wag na kayong mag-away. Magbati-bati na tayo. Sige na, reunion tayo.
Mhm.
And I think I've always had that, I've always had good intentions. Hindi ko lang siya ma-present ng maayos. Kaya nami-misunderstood si Baron. Dahil nga immature. And immature pa rin ako hanggang ngayon. I'm reading plenty of books para each day may natututunan po ako at
Mhm.
na-improve ko yung sarili ko. And I don't want to fake it. I don't want to fake the process because there's power in authenticity. And I humble down. I ask for help. There's nothing wrong when I ask for help. It just goes to show that I'm really eager to get enough knowledge and wisdom from the people around me para magamit ko rin sa family ko, sa pag-advise ko sa daughter ko in the future and my sons. And
Mhm.
somehow, slowly, it's working.
Is there one person in your mind who you really want restoration with?
Yes. Yes, there is. I hope one day I get to meet her.
For sake of clarity, who is her? At baka mamaya biglang ma-fake news na naman tayong dalawa dito.
There's my, back in 2016, I was gonna meet my daughter, but because of me choosing the bottle over her, the mother told me that I could never see her again. And when my mom passed away in 2017, there were times that I just look at her picture and talk to her. Nasa huli talaga ang pagsisisi, guys. So now I really want God to restore that and make amends and make sana magkaroon ako ng time with her.
What's her name, if you don't mind?
I can't really say right now.
Oh, okay.
But she's my
Okay.
daughter. My
Okay.
daughter.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I just wanted to help, but I may not be helping.
For other people to understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, so well, I'll join you in that prayer that that relationship is restored, even with her mother, and just in closing, before we close, maybe you could invite our viewers to your current movie on Netflix, and if you have another project, please take the time, Baron.
Thank you very much, Cito. To everyone who supported and watched my movie, Dollhouse, thank you very much. And to the people in the industry, thank you for embracing me once again. Mavex Productions, thank you. To my co-actors, thank you very much. My directors, thank you. Also, I want to thank my wife, for just being there for me. Ang dami ko, maubusan tayo ng time. But,
Parang famous awards eh, no?
oo nga eh, parang famous. Pero
Okay.
I want to thank my fellowship and the people who keep praying for me and advising me. So yun, for now.
Okay. Well, Baron, thank you for being your authentic self today. Maraming salamat dahil naniniwala ako na nabigyan mo ng pag-asa yung marami sa amin na talagang struggling with addiction. And addiction is not just drugs, not just alcohol. It can be sexual addiction. It can be addiction to work. And we hope that by God's grace, you will be completely set free, that you will be completely restored with those you truly love, and may they understand that the Baron of the past is no more and that you are a new creation. God bless you, bro. And I do hope to visit you one of these days in Cebu when I visit my friends there. Have a great day, Baron. God bless you and your family.
Thank you. God bless also.
Okay, that's Baron Geisler, ladies and gentlemen. A very authentic interview today. And I encourage, please request all of you to pray for him, because people like Baron, like myself, we've struggled, and we're not going to get to the finish line without the prayers that go along with us. Anyway, let's go to our closing blessing for the day. As I read yesterday, it is from the chairperson of the Philippine Bar and Associate Justice Alfredo Benjamin Cagiwa, who said to the bar takers, if you are thinking of quitting now, don't. Stay the course. Plod on. Let no one undermine the courage, fortitude, and strength that it took for you to arrive at today. Okay, and that's today's agenda. Please keep it here on One News. God bless all of you.